So don't think that you are too young to get a vision. Don't think that you are too old to get a vision. I happened to listen to a YouTube channel by one lady in Manipur. Her name is Sobita. Robita. She is the founding secretary of what is that? Organization for Indian Women Against Crime. And she had that vision. She got that vision from her childhood when she saw her mother was beaten every day by her father. You can listen to her. We don't have time to talk about it. It's a very interesting story, but my point here is you can get your vision as early as from your childhood days. You can get your vision even when you are in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s. Okay. We are talking about those vision-related terms, mission, purpose, core values. So how these terms help you? Have your vision and then you know where you are heading. You are not an aimless person. State your purpose and then you know the very reason of why you are doing what you are doing. State your mission clearly and you know what exactly you should be doing. Know your core values and they will guide you how to do your mission. What is negotiable, what is not negotiable. Your core values will tell you. When you do your business, suppose you are doing business as a Christian, can you sell something that is outlawed, illegal, or even if it is legal, can you sell wine? Can you open a restaurant or bar? These are legal questions, but your core values will tell you whether you can do that or not, or whether you will do that. That's what we are talking about. We are talking about when we talk about core values. And this guy that I mentioned, who wrote the book Visionary, he mentioned four components of an effective vision. What are those four components? It is quite interesting to me when I read that. It's really, really exciting and very, very true. You can realize how true it is. The first component of an effective vision is the problem. You see problem. Your vision arises from the problem you see. You may see many problems. You may see multiple of problems. But you may not get a vision. We are talking about a problem that that affects you. The problem that, what is the word? I'm just forgetting that word. The problem that hurt me. Okay? You are able to see a lot of problems. It's not that we are not able to see problems. If I tell you to list 5 problems that you see today or in the society that you live today, you'll be able to name one after another without much problem. You see problem in society, social injustice, corruption, wars, moral decline in the church, in the society, in the family, crimes, lot of problems. But what problem that really is affecting you, what problem that is really hurting you, that's your vision method. For every problem that we see, we are not really, many of the problems we just ignore. Because we think, oh, I cannot do much about this problem. What can I do about this problem? I know this is a problem, but what can I do? I cannot do anything. Or it doesn't matter to me. Or it doesn't affect me. So the lady that I mentioned from Manipur, she saw the problem, right? She saw the problem. The problem of women being tortured, neglected in the society, in the family, domestic violence. She saw the problem. She saw that problem very early because that happened in her life, in her own family, in her own parents. So why women are so neglected? Why women are considered second class in the society? They have a brother, she has a brother, many sisters, but when the brother comes, the father keeps quiet. When mother says, you cannot beat my mother, you cannot do that. When he lifts his finger, the father keeps quiet. And she asks herself, we are 5 sisters and we try to protect our mother, and we are also beaten along with our mother. But when only one brother raises his finger, my father keeps quiet. What is the difference? She sees the problem, right? It's a problem that hurts her. She was able to see the problem. The problem is not that we are not able to see problems, but what problems that really affects you, hurt you. Do you see any problem that you are concerned about, that you even weep about, you even cry about, you even sometimes you are angry even? Is there any problem that you are facing? Nehemiah, remember in the book of Nehemiah, he was serving in Babylon, serving the king as a cupbearer, away from Jerusalem, his home city. And some people came and he was reported, he was told that Jerusalem is fallen. Now, Jerusalem, while the situation of Jerusalem, that Jerusalem walls are broken. This is the situation of Jerusalem. The spiritual situation and also the physical situation of Jerusalem city. Jerusalem city is unprotected. Walls are all broken. Doors are all, gates are all broken. It's lying as a waste. He saw the problem. And what did he do? He cried. He wept. He prayed for days. And actually he prayed for 4 months. before he was able to get a vision to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. And the next component that Andy Stanley talks about is the solution. What solution do you see to that problem that you see? Do you see, are you able to see any solution? Because if there is a problem, there must be a solution. But you may not have that solution for yourself. It may not be your thing. It may be for some other people's business, because you are not able to handle that. It may be for the Prime Minister and the nation to handle those things, because that's not my business. Not only is not my business, but this is not within my capacity. I don't see a solution. Then that's not my vision. Like for example, war is going. Neighboring state war is going. If you look at it internationally, wars are going. Do you see as a problem? It's a problem. Why not? You are able to see, and you and I are able to see that problem. It's not that we are not able to see that there's a problem, but do you have a solution to that? I don't have a solution for that war, because that is beyond my capacity. I don't see a solution. Then that's not my vision material. That's not your vision material. So when you are able to see a problem, and then if you are able to see a problem, a solution to that problem, most likely that is your vision material. Most likely that you can pray, and most likely that God is going to open a way and have a vision for you to bring a change to that problem. And the third component of effective vision by this man is the reason something must be done. Okay? The reason something must be done. You may be able to see problems that affects you, that you are very unhappy about, displeased about, satisfied about, and you are able to see also a solution to that problem. But do you see a good reason that something must be done for that? You are not going to solve every problem that you see. It's not possible. And even you are not going to solve a problem if you think that problem, God is a problem, I don't care about it, because you're not passionate about it. Or you are not the right person for that, even if you are able to. But if you see a problem, it's a real problem that hurts you, and also you are able to see a solution to that problem, and also that you have a good reason that something must be done for this, then that is your vision material. Nehemiah, he saw a problem. The problem was that Jerusalem, the city of God, is lying west. All the walls are broken, gates are broken, unprotected. It can be wiped away by any time, any moment, by invasion from outside forces. He was able to see a problem. Though in the beginning he might not be able to see a problem, but he prayed for 4 months, and then he started seeing a solution. Oh, king is there. And I'm very close to the king. I can approach the king. What if the king says, okay, go ahead? Then there is a solution, right? So he started seeing that solution, then he approached the king, and the king said, okay, go ahead, right? But at the same time, he sees the problem, he sees the solution, but at the same time, he must have a good reason to dedicate himself, dedicate the rest of his life, and take up this big venture, and even risky thing to do it. Even approaching that king, Artaxerxes, approaching him that I want to go back to Jerusalem and build the walls of the city. My city and my people are lying in waste and disgrace. I want to go back and build the wall of my city. So, most likely and naturally, the king would say, the king would doubt, why you want to do it? I am king here, and why you want to rebuild your city? Why you want to rebuild the walls of the city? Walls of the city means if once you rebuild the walls of the city, you can rebel. You can rebel any time. You can rebel against it. The king might take his approach, his request as a rebellion. So it's risky for him to even to approach the king. But he saw the problem. He prayed and he prayed. In 4 months he prayed and started seeing the solution. Though it is risky, though it is dangerous, though it has to do with my life and that, but it is possible. Lord willing, God will open his heart. That's what he prayed for. That's what Nehemiah prayed for. Speak to this man. Speak to the heart of this man. That's what he's praying. That's what he's praying. And why he should take all this risk, risking himself, his life, and taking the journey, even taking risk on the journey, taking risk living there, the walls of the city of Jerusalem. Why you should do that? You must have a good reason to do that. The reason, something must be done. And what is the reason? If you look at Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah, he has a good reason. Because being the children of God, the name of God is Israel. The city of God being lying in such a wasted condition is a dishonor and disgrace to his children and to God himself. So, though it is risky, it's what taking the risk. So, he has a good reason even taking the risk of his own life. Risking his life, he has a good reason that something must be done. And the fourth one is, the reason something must be done now. Okay? We are not saying this. The point is not that as soon as you get the vision, you have to act it quickly. You have to act it immediately. That's not the point. There is a time to act, to implement your vision. There can be phases, there can be goals, there can be steps in pursuing that vision. And Nehemiah began with prayer. That's one step. That's the first step. He saw a reason, he saw a good reason of being here. Why I must build the city of Jerusalem? Because our God, great God, is dishonored before all the nations. But yes, I see a problem. Yes, I see a solution. Yes, there's a good reason that it must be done, but when to do it, right? It has to do with when. Shall I do it now? Shall I do it right away? Or what about doing it after 1 year? What about doing after going to Jerusalem after 3 years? What is the reason that you must act now? That doesn't mean that you do it now, but okay, I must do it now, tomorrow, after 1 month, or after 1 year. You must have a good reason for that. So, Nehemiah went there. He shared his vision and he cast his vision with his people, with the leaders and the elders of Israel, and he told them, okay, there's a problem. It is not that the people of Jerusalem do not see the problem. They were living in that. They were living in that problem. They were living for so long that they are used to that problem. They don't even think of rebuilding it because they are used to it. They don't even think of rebuilding it because they don't see a solution. So though they see the problem, it's just like they don't see the problem, living in the problem. They don't see the solution because they don't have any way that can be rebuilt. And yes, if you share the reason, the only problem is there. And Nehemiah shared with them the solution. The king is, I approached the king. I got permission from the king. The emperor, he allowed me to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the wall. He even appointed me as a governor so that I may have authority over this reason, so that I can implement this this plan with authority as governor, right? But yeah, there's a problem. Yeah, you have brought a solution, you have presented a solution, but why risking doing all these things, taking the risk because enemies will be there, and building all these walls, you don't have any much things. Why you should worry about it? Well, it has to do with God. It has to do with God's name. We are bearing God's name. This city is bearing the name of God. That is the reason something must be done. Our God cannot be disgraced. We are the children of God. This city is bearing His name. We need to do something. Something must be done. But okay, that's fine, but when to start? That's the point, that's the last point. When to start? You see, and Nehemiah shared. Nehemiah shared with them. You see, I told the king. When I told the king, he granted. He granted my request. He even appointed me as a governor. He even wrote a letter of safety in my travel, safety passage, letter for safety when he traveled coming from Babylon to Jerusalem. And he even wrote letters to king of, who's that king, is Tyre, to send timber. You see, all these things are happening. Why should not we do it now? Is it right? This is the right time. What are we going to wait anymore? This is the right time. So, the reason something must be done. That doesn't mean that as soon as you see the problem, you must act immediately. But once seeing a problem is the click, is the spark that would ignite, that would allow you, that would show you the vision with prayer and much prayer. Then you start seeing the solution. Then you have a good reason that you are passionate about, you are ready to dedicate, you are ready to commit yourself for that the rest of your life because of the reason is given. You have a worldly reason. You have a good reason. reason to do that. Otherwise, if the reason is not good enough, you know, well, I thought it was a good reason, now today it's not a good reason. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to pursue this reason anymore. If you drop your vision, you fail, and you don't want to pursue it. Reason must be there. Good reason must be there. It will be good. Reason that will be good always. Yesterday, today, forever. Okay? And when you do it, you have to prepare yourself. Pray, prayer, prepare yourself. Get ready with all the things that will be needed there, all the goals and targets that you need to complete in order to start pursuing it, and then you implement your vision finally. Very often, people sometimes get vision too quickly. When they hear something, learn something, see a problem, see a solution. Oh, I want to do it. I want to do this. Even business. Oh, I want to start this business. It's exciting. It will be nice. But is that what you really want to do? Have you thought through all these things? What are you prepared? Are you prepared well? Prepared yourself? Have you done all the homework that you need to do to pursue this vision? Very often. We are too excited and we think that, oh, this is my vision. I'm going to pursue it. When we are not really prepared for it. When we don't really pray enough for that, that's when, the excitement goes down. When challenges comes, you want to give up. You want to stop. You want to discontinue. You want to give up because you have not prepared yourself. The time has not yet come. The reason something must be done when? Something must be done now. Is it now? Are you prepared enough? When you tell your father, tell your parents, tell your brothers, when you share your vision to your stakeholders, to your potential donors, when you share those things, they say, have you really thought enough about it? Prayed enough about it? Have you really, how much have you prayed already? The question is that when they have that question to you, and sometimes you are not able to answer because you are not prepared yourself, then you are discouraged. Then you give up your vision. So you see a problem, you see the solution, you see the reason that something must be done, good reason that this must be done. And the reason that must be done when? Now. Right? So these are the 4 components of an effective vision given by Andy Stanley, which I think is very true. In all the vision that you get starts with a problem. From the start, seeing a problem by yourself because you are not happy about it. You are not very pleased about it. You are not satisfied with the status quo of that situation. You want to bring a change. You see a problem there, and you see a solution there. Every problem that you see is not religion material for you, definitely. Every problem, we see many problems that we don't get vision from. All the problems that we see. But the problem, which problem that really speaks to your heart, which problem that you are passionate about, which problem that hurts your feeling, which problem that you always think about, and day and night, and you want to do something always, thinking about it. Is there any kind of problem Is that the kind of problem that you see, that you want to bring a solution? You want to solve that problem. You want to bring a change. And you must have a good reason to do it, because it's going to take the rest of your life. It's going to cost the rest of your life. The time that you're going to spend, the learning that you're going to do, your vision will tell you. Your vision will decide you. Do you know what to do next? Many times we don't know what to do next because we don't have a vision. But when you have a vision, you know what to do next. Next, this is coming up. This all is in my life, in the life. I am planning. This is my next thing that I would like to take up. Your vision is going to demand a whole thing from you. Everything from you. You are not going to get anything from your vision. You are going to sacrifice yourself, everything that you have to your vision. Is that reason? The purpose of the reason of that vision is good enough, important enough. So that's the third one. Reason something must be done. If you think, who cares about it? If you feel, who cares about it? I know this is a problem, but who cares about it? You'll never get a vision about it. Forget about it. But think about a problem that really matters to you. Okay? And the reason something must be done, when? Something must be done now. What is the right time of doing, implementing? You know, when you see a problem, from seeing a problem to getting a vision, it may even take years. It may even take years. Many times we discard things. Oh, I thought this was my vision, or this was not my vision. Why is that? Because we don't have all these four components there. Importance is not there. But you thought, I thought it was my vision. No, I discarded that plan. Why is that? You gave up that plan. Why is that? Because that's not more important to you. Or you are not, you realize that you are not able to go into it. Solution is not there. It's always challenging. We are not saying that you need to just easily give up. You need to foresee and apprehend yourself that pursuing a vision, you are going to face a lot of challenges. Definitely. And I told you already, your vision is bigger than yourself. It's hard to achieve. So there will be discouragement, there will be hindrances, there will be challenges, but that's what vision is. Vision-related truths. We talk about some truths that are vision-related, and think about these truths. It's very true, and it's very interesting, and you need to be aware of these things. Vision comes first before you become a leader. In your pursuit to realize your vision, you will become a leader. Your vision will make you a leader. Okay. Wait a minute here. You may say, and I believe, there are people who are born leaders. Okay? There are people who are born with the leadership quality, who have inborn leadership quality, just like some people are gifted with, or talented with skills, hand skills, and athletic, sports, singing, music. Not everyone is saying, right? Yes, we all need to learn. No matter how talented or how gifted you are from your birth, you still need to practice it. You still need to work hard on it, for sure. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, there are people who are born with that ability. Talent, natural talent, born with natural talent. Just like that, there are some people who are born leaders. There are some people, not many, but there are some people who are born with the leadership quality. But that doesn't mean that those who are not born with the leadership quality cannot become a leader. That's not the point. The point is that when you have a vision, your vision will make you a leader. In the pursuit of your vision, you will become a leader. Because we already told you again and again, your vision is bigger than yourself. You cannot materialize your vision by yourself. There are many things that you can realize by yourself with your own strength. Cracking an APS exam, as I told you, for example, you may do that without much help from outside, without much help of a team. You may be very good, intelligent, clever, and have good brain and memory power and hard work, you have good personality, and you may crack even easily. That's the kind of course, hard, but you may crack that exam easily. That's something that you are able to achieve without much help or without any help from outside, that you are able to achieve by yourself. But when we talk about vision, vision is always bigger than you. That means you cannot achieve it by yourself. You need a team. You need people, core member in your team, the core team, that you need to share your vision. That's what we call casting visions, sharing visions. You need to share your vision here. You may not share in the beginning. In the beginning, you may start with praying, and start saying, preparing yourself. Then when time comes and if you are ready, and when you are able to answer all the questions that might come, that might question you about the possibility, your confidence and credibility, and you are prepared yourself with all those things, then that's the time to share your vision to your core members, to your core team. You need to work with, coordinate with your team members. And while doing it, you naturally become a leader. But at the same time, you say that, okay, there are some born leaders. There are some people who are born with natural, that quality of a leadership. But remember, that doesn't necessarily make him a leader. Is that right? Is everyone who is born with that kind of leadership quality become a leader? No. No, because he doesn't have a vision. So vision, the one who has vision will definitely become a leader. Whether he is not born with that quality or not. And of course, when you have that inborn, innate leadership quality, and you have a vision, that's a plus point, of course. That's a plus point. But still, you need to work hard on this. The second point we have here is, some are born leaders, but this is the second point that I was explaining. Some are born leaders, but the very innate leadership quality does not necessarily make a person leader. A born leader without a vision is aimless. But he who has a vision becomes a leader. Okay? He who has a vision definitely becomes a leader. But the one who is born with the leadership quality, though he was born with the leadership quality, if he doesn't have a vision, because he lacks a vision, he has no value. He has no avenue to exercise his leadership quality. You are becoming what you do today. You are becoming what you do today. It's a very powerful statement, I'll say. What do you do today? What do you do on a regular basis? That's what you are becoming. That's what you are. That's what you are becoming. If you are doing, you may do different things and we do different things on daily basis. We do different things on daily basis. But on regular basis, what is the thing that you mostly do? That's what you are doing. The point here is, are you doing something today that would contribute to the realization of your vision? If you say you have a vision, what do you do today that would contribute to the realization of your vision? Otherwise, when are you going to do? Otherwise, what are you waiting for? When are you going to do? Do it today to realize your vision. Do something related to your vision. Something relevant to your vision. So what we do, a day is very precious, time is very precious. Every day is going to make a month and a year, and the year is going to make our whole life. What we do today is important. What are you doing today? You are becoming what you are doing today. People do not follow a dream in itself. They follow the leader who has the dream. Here, when you say dream, we're talking about vision, okay? People do not follow a dream in itself. They follow the leader who has the dream. They follow leader. People do not follow a dream in itself. They follow a leader who has the dream, the leader who has the vision, and the person, the leader who has the ability to communicate it effectively. Notice this. You may have a good vision. You may have a wonderful vision. When you share that to someone, to your stakeholders, to the people that you think are important and would be helpful to, they will extend help towards the realization of your vision. When you share that vision, your vision with them, to them, the first thing that would question them, the first thing that would come to their mind is, are you able to achieve it? They may not ask you literally, but they will ask themselves. They may ask you that. But they will ask themselves definitely, does this person have all the credibility to achieve what he is saying, his vision that he is sharing? So people follow a leader. The leader who has a dream. A leader who can communicate clearly that way. Because if you don't communicate with him, how people participate, how your team is going to contribute to your vision. You have to share. You may not share everyone, but there are core people, as I say, as we mentioned, we say, there are stakeholders, there are people who are important that will support you, who care for you, who care about you, who care in what you are doing. They are praying for you, they will pray for you definitely. So when you share with them, are you able to communicate your dream, your vision clearly? Suppose you are a leader of an organization, you have a vision in your mind, but you don't share it with the people. You don't share with your co-workers. You may not share to everyone. But what about 3, 4 persons who are very important? They play important role in running an organization. And you have a vision being a leader of that organization. You have a vision, and if you don't share that, how do they know? How do they know that this is what we are heading, this is where we are heading? This is what we are trying to achieve together. And you are the leader. Being a person who has a vision, you are the leader. Because people are going to follow you, see your vision, see your ability to communicate to the people your vision. You cannot go beyond what you see. What you see today, the farthest point you are going to be able to reach is what you see today. You are not going to go beyond that. How can you go beyond what you don't see? Beyond what you see. You cannot. You are able to see it in your mind. And if you are able to see it, that's where you are able to get there. It does not necessarily mean that you will be able to get there. But the point is that you cannot go beyond what you see. So you need to see far. You need to be able to see far-sighted. If you are able to see only up to that point, only tomorrow, up to tomorrow, that's where you are. The rest is what happens, who knows. Right? But that's the same question that Andy Stanley asks. Won't you like to end up somewhere on purpose? That you are striving, giving effort, working purposefully with the purpose to reach that destination. Not anywhere. Not anywhere. When you have that vision, you have to do this. So that's what you are able to see. And if you cannot see, you are not going to be there. You cannot be there in a place what you don't see today. As you walk, as you travel, you have a destination in your mind. Far away, you have a destination in your mind. That's up to the place that you can travel. Vision is from within, not from outside conditions. Many great leaders began their life from the poorest and humble homes. Vision is not conditioned by your circumstances. Vision is from within. It comes from inside. It is not conditioned by. It is not contributed by the outside forces. It is not met by outside forces. You want to help someone to do business with some large service, that's enough for that kind of business, you think, but the person is not interested. You are going to lose your money. You are going to waste your money in him. He is not going to stay long in the business because that is not from within himself. You are putting from outside. You are putting in him from outside. Giving money and thinking that you will be able to use it and run him, make him successful with money. That's not going to happen. The vision that comes from within the person that's going to drive him, not from outside, not by the outside conditions. The great people, achievers, visionary men and women, they are not necessarily from well-to-do homes. Many of them, they come from humble homes, from poorest homes. Leader without a vision is only a leader in name. Okay, we call it positional leader. Suppose you are a leader because you are a leader, because you are holding that chair, you are having that position. Positionally, you are a leader, no doubt, because you are appointed by someone, or you become somehow on seniority basis. You become a leader, and then you come to that position. But you don't have a vision. You're just sitting there, and people respect you, people honor you just because of your chair. But people in their inside do not honor you, do not respect you because you don't have a vision. There are many leaders today who are holding the chair, who are holding the position without a vision. They are called positional leaders. They are leaders just for name's sake. In name they are leader, but they have no vision. They are not true leaders. Okay? So leadership and vision. Leader and vision is inseparable. I think I have one more point on that. Leader and vision is inseparable. You cannot be a leader without a vision. You cannot delegate others to pursue your own vision. No one will sacrifice like you would for your own vision. Your vision is your vision. You cannot delegate someone to pursue your vision. Because that is not his vision. He's not going to sacrifice like you would sacrifice for your vision. But why you should delegate your vision to others? Because maybe that's not your vision again. Think about it. Why you would like to delegate your vision to someone else? Why you would like to others to pursue your own vision? Because you think you have no time. If you have no time for your vision, you are not going to realize the vision. And that's not your vision. Because you are not committed to give your whole time there. That's not your vision. You may think that that's your vision. And I can have 3-4 visions, and I want 3 different persons, 4 different persons pursue my 4 visions. It's not going to happen. It never happens like that. You cannot delegate your vision to someone else. He's not going to sacrifice as you would sacrifice for your own vision in the pursuit of your own vision. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to materialize. So you are the right person yourself to pursue for your own vision. Vision will dictate your steps of life. Your vision will guide you. That's what we say. That's where we come and remember the scripture places in the book of Proverbs. Where there is no vision, people perish. When there's no vision, people are unrestrained. People cast off restraints. They have no restraint. They have no boundaries. There's nothing to dictate them. But when someone has a vision, his vision will dictate him what to do and what not to do. What you are going to do next? You are studying, or you are seeking for a job, or you are working for an organization. Is that all? Are you going to spend the rest of your life with that? Are you satisfied with that? Yes, you may be satisfied with that, but what is your vision in what you are doing? You may have, you may not have, but make sure that what you are doing has to do with something with your vision, and it happens only when you have it. So when you have the vision, your vision will dictate your steps. Your vision will dictate you what to do next and what not to do. Remember the lady in Manipur that I mentioned, Bobita Leima, from her very childhood, she had this vision. that I will do something to bring big change in the community of women. Women empowerment, crime against women. I'm going to bring solution to this. But I don't have money. I need support. I don't have money. Even in my family, the women are so neglected. And my father said, what? Girls, why you need to study? After studying and after becoming all these things, and then you will get married and go to your husband's house, taking all the dowry, what is the use? So these are the kind of things that our father would tell her. So her father would not support her course. Her father would not even support her education. So she works for herself, she earns for herself, and she knows what to do. So a lot of her time were spent in earning money for the next thing, for future, for something that she would like to do in her life. So she was not able to get big education, great education, but learning, while studying, learning, she also realized that she was young, because there is necessity that will be needed in implementing this vision, in pursuing our vision. So she said when they were growing up in class 9, 10, something, that they went for excursion in More, and she was the leader. She was a kind of motivator as I listened to her. All her friends, they buy clothes and those things, and for themselves, for our friends, families, for her themselves. But what she did, she bought things so that she can take and sell it in the market. Okay. So with that business mind, why she has that business mind? Because she knows she needs money. She knows resources are limited. She will need money in time to come. So she needs to build up that money. So your vision will dictate you what you should do and what you should do. She has a boyfriend, but she told very strictly to her boyfriend, we will not do marriage in the context of the Hindus. We simply do not have a marriage, no dowry, nothing. Those things are needed. Because those things are the ones that strongly the woman. So she thought, what is the need of all these things? And if you agree with that, I will marry you. And if you agree with me that I am going to be an activist for women, crime against women, if you agree with that, if you are going to support me that, I will marry you. So your vision will dictate you whom to marry and whom to not marry. Right? So your vision will tell you everything what to do and what not to do. Because you know what steps you are going to take. You know what's going to happen, what you would like to see in future. So that vision will tell you, will dictate all the steps of your life. Vision is greater than a person who has it. That's what we have mentioned again and again. And I don't have to mention much more than here about this. Your vision is bigger than yourself. If it is smaller than you, can be accomplished by yourself. Most likely, that's not a vision. Okay? It's too easy to be called a vision. There will be people who will hinder your vision. There will be people who will discourage you, who will make fun of you because you are dreaming too big, or because the way you are thinking is not like other natural other people, like abnormal. You know, so there will be many people who will discourage you, hinder you. That's what exactly happened in Nehemiah, right? Nehemiah was even about to be killed by his enemies. Remember Tobiah, Sanballat, they were trying to disturb the work, they were trying to kill him even personally. So in the pursuit of your vision, challenges will come. People will discourage. Even people from your own family will discourage you. The leadership, not positional leadership, not positional leader, and your vision are inseparable. So we've talked about that. Leadership and vision is inseparable. They are inseparable. You cannot be a leader without a vision. So vision is a must. If you are leading an organization, what is your vision? Even if you say, and even if you think that only 5 years is there, my tenure, my time in this organization, according to your system, or whatever works in your system, or according to because of your age, you may think that only 10 more years are there. Only 5 more years, only 7 years more are there, I think. If the Lord ever keeps me alive. But in that 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, what is your vision? What changes you want to make? What are the things that you are not satisfied about? What are the things that you want to bring about? The changes that you want to bring about in that organization? Without having that, just maintaining the status quo is not the quality, is not the mentality of a leader. Many times we sit in the chair just to maintain the status quo. Not thinking of moving forward, not thinking of progressing much, because you are satisfied with it. There's no change going to come under your leadership. A man of vision has no time to rest. We mentioned a bit about this as well, because we say time is precious. It's going to take a lot of time in realizing your vision. Time is precious. What to do next? You have already decided while doing something, while doing your study. You have already decided my study is going to finish, going to complete in the next 1 or 2 years. After that, what am I going to do? If you have a vision, clear vision in your mind, you know what to do. You have no time to rest. Okay, I've completed my graduate, let me take some rest now. A man of vision, a woman of vision will not do that, will never do that. Time is very precious for him, and she cannot afford wasting time, precious time. He will move into, jump into the next thing immediately, because he already knows what next. He does not wait for opportunity. He creates opportunity. He paves his own way. So this is what normally happens to the man and woman of vision. Often we wait for opportunity. Oh, I will do if I am invited. If call letter comes to me. If they requested me to become a pastor, I will become a pastor. It's not a thing for a person, man of vision. It's not a word for that should come out from a man of vision. A man of vision already has that. He wants to be a pastor already. That has in mind. He prays for that. He works for that. He does all the possible things that will lead you towards becoming a pastor, to becoming a leader. But if you say and wait for opportunity, oh, I missed an opportunity. I should have been there for that interview. Well, okay, you're just looking for a job. You're just looking for a job. Any job is okay for you because you don't have a vision. Any job is okay that would pay me some thousands. That's enough for me. Why do you think that? Why do I think that? Because you don't have a vision. So a man of vision, a woman of vision, do not wait for opportunity. Well, he may or she may do something for his or her livelihood. He may be in the job for some time, but he has something else in his mind. He is doing that with his job only because to support himself and support the family. Otherwise, the family will be starving. But in the bottom of his heart, in the very heart of his mind, he has something else that he wants to do. Not this one. He's always thinking about it. So he knows what to do. He knows what next. And he doesn't wait for opportunity. Because he himself is creating an opportunity for himself. He himself is paving the way for himself. A man of vision is a good steward. He knows resources are limited. He knows where and when to spend. Okay? When you have some money, somehow, somewhere, from somewhere, you got some money, some significant amount of money. What do you do? Oh, what do I do with this money? It's not expected, but it's quite a lot of money as I think. For me, it's quite a lot of money, but then we started how to spend this. Well, I want to buy a car. That has been my dream. I want to buy a car, a nice car, and because you have good money. Somehow you have that money, okay, somehow you have that money, so you want to spend it. But you don't really need that now. You don't really need that car. You may need it. You may need it, but is there anything more needed than a man of vision, a woman of vision knows what is the needed things. He knows the resources are limited. Resources are precious. He knows where to spend. Okay, my vision is to fulfill. I will be needing money to buy at that time land, building, hiring people for it. He gives for those things. He is a good steward. A man of vision is a good steward. He knows when to spend, where to spend, what to spend. But if you don't have vision, these things happen when you don't have vision. Oh, to buy a motorbike and buy a car, or just enjoy something. That means what? You don't have a vision. Everyone does not have a vision, but you can have a vision, right? Everyone has a wish. Everyone wishes that, because that is something that we all enjoy thinking and dreaming about. That's what daydreaming, right? Do you ever do daydreaming? Everybody does daydreaming. I do daydreaming. You cannot really avoid it. But the question is, how much time you are spending wasting in daydreaming? Alright? Oh, I wish I would be able to do that and that. I wish I would. All those things. Fantasy, wild imagination, daydreaming. That's not vision. We already said that. That's not vision. And often, even if someone gets a vision, because You don't prepare yourself. You don't do enough homework for that vision. When you share that vision to your stakeholders, they will point out so many things which you never thought of before. Because you didn't do enough homework for them. You have not really thought through all the things and implications and ramifications that might come. And suddenly somebody asks what you never thought of. And you're not able to answer that question because you have not given enough time. You have not given enough homework yourself for that. So, the people whom you share your vision, you have not really taken enough money. Maybe it will take some more time. That's the natural attitude, natural thinking that people will have. And then there will be a discouragement. There will be a point of discouragement for you. And then you start losing. You start losing confidence in yourself. And finally you give up everything is over. Many of the visions are given up like that. Believe me. But only some people and only few people will have vision, pursue that vision, realize that vision. Not everyone becomes a visionary. Not everybody has a vision, but remember, you can have a vision. You may not get that vision right away, but as you are aware of these truths, about this information and about the truths of concerning vision, you can start thinking. You may be satisfied with what you are doing. You may even be very well with what you are doing. Okay? You don't have a vision, that doesn't mean that you are not being good in what you are doing. You may be doing very well in what you are doing, but still you lack a vision. You don't have a vision. So what you are doing doesn't contribute towards the vision, towards anything, because you don't have the vision. What time is this? What time is this? Sorry? How many minutes we can go? We have 20 minutes? Okay. How do I know what my vision should be? It's a practical question, right? How do you know that your vision is? What your vision is? How do I know what my vision is or what my vision should be? Yes, I don't have a vision right now, but what could be my vision? What should be my vision? And this then you ask a good question. What should be that could be? Right? What should be your vision? Ask yourself what you want to achieve in your life. What is important to you? What you think is important to you, it is going to matter. It matters to you. You cannot do much, and you cannot stay long in something you think is not important. You can stay long. You can bear. You can be patient. You can survive even in difficult times. In doing something that's important to you. So ask yourself what you want to achieve. What is important to you in your life? What do you want to achieve in your life? Don't bring so many things here. Just one thing, because vision is just one thing. You want to achieve so many things and you are not going to achieve anything. Select have one thing, only one thing that's important to you, that you want to achieve, that you want to do in your life. What problem do you see that breaks your heart? What problem do you see that breaks your heart? You are able to see many problems, I'm sure. We have talked about it. It's not that we don't get a vision because we are not able to see a problem. We are able to see a lot of problems right in front of our eyes. Many problems are there. Many problems are happening. But what problem do you see that breaks your heart? That you cry about it? That you weep about it? That you are concerned about? That you want to do something about? That you are not satisfied with? That you are not satisfied with the status quo? That you want to improve something in that? That's the problem that breaks your heart. You may have many problems, you may be able to see many problems, but some of the problems, and even many of the problems that you see, may not break your heart. Even if that breaks your heart, you may not have a solution. That's not again your area. What solution to the problem do you see? We talk about it. Problem, the next one is solution. The problem that breaks your heart. Not any problem. The problem that breaks your heart. The problem that Nehemiah saw. It breaks his heart. He wept and he prayed for months. And even when going before the king, his face looks very sad. That was a very bad thing to do. That was a dangerous thing to do even before in front of the king. But Nehemiah was sad even before the king, because the problem that he sees is something that breaks his heart. And you see, and ask yourself, what problem do you see? What solution to the problem do you see? Do you see any solution? When you say around and you see the problem that breaks your heart, well, I don't see any problem. That's the part. Have you prayed about it? Have you taken time about it? Have you given it to the Lord in prayer? Have you talked about it? Then the Lord will open your eyes and enable you to see a solution that might come, that might bring in front of you the solution to the problem. What solution to the problem do you see? If you see a solution to the problem that breaks your heart, that's your vision material. If you don't see a problem, even if that breaks my heart, what can I do? I don't see a problem. Even after much prayer, I don't see a solution. I don't see a solution. I cannot do anything about it. That's not my vision material. What is important to you and why? We mentioned a little bit about that also in the beginning. What is important is something that will enable you to keep you long, keep you lasting. You'll be able to endure through, because you are doing something you believe is important. Why Nehemiah should risk his life and risk the life of his people in Jerusalem? Because the enemies are around there. Why they should build the wall? You know, in those days, if you understand the situation in those days, the walled city, you know, the emperor, the biggest king. There are many kings under the emperor, right? That's what we call suzerain vassal. Suzerain vassal treaty. Vassal king, suzerain king. There are many vassal kings under the suzerain king. But the suzerain king will not allow the vassal kings, who are tributes to the suzerain king, will not allow them to build their own cities and walled cities. because they might protect their enemy. So when Nehemiah approached the king, I want to rebuild the wall of the city of Jerusalem. It's the hardest question and hardest request that someone would make us, king versus the king. So, but you know the importance. You are able to take that risk because you know the importance. In fact, Nehemiah asks what is important. Because it has to do with the name of God. And we are God's children. If we don't do who will do, God will enable us. It's bring disgrace to God, dishonor to God before the nations. The nations are mocking at us, mocking at our God. That's important. What is important to you? You may have many important things in your life. But what is the most important thing that you want to achieve in your life? What you want problem to see, solution that you want to see? What is your passion? Something that you are able to do, into do, enjoy to do. Something you are not tired when you do something that you really enjoy. That's passion, right? That's passion. Because you are passionate about something, that means you really enjoy it. You are not really working with it for your salary. You may do for your salary. In that case, you are getting salary and still enjoying it. Is that right? And that's important. Many people are doing their job just for salary, and which they don't really enjoy it. So passion is something that you really enjoy in doing something. You are passionate about it. You always like to do it. You always think about it. You always want to do it. Even at the time in your bed, you think about it. Early next morning, what I will do this way, I will do that way. You think about it. You bring out creative things about it. Because you enjoy it. What is your passion in your life? Think about it. That's one area that your vision should be about. What is your ability, gift, talent, skill? Right? It is related to your passion, but again, what is your ability? What ability do you have? What skill do you have? What gift do you have? What talent do you have? Do something about it because you are able to do it. You will be able to do it because you are gifted about it. God has gifted you with those talents. That's why God is giving the particular talents to you, particular talents to me, because God wants you to do in that area. In that area which God has given you, God has gifted you. Can you do something in the area that God has not gifted you? God has created you and me for a particular purpose. With that purpose, God accordingly, in His sovereign will, give us spiritual gifts and talents. Focus in that area when you think about your vision. Pray, of course. Pray. We start with prayer, and this is not step-by-step list. These points are something that you need to think all together, including praying from the very beginning throughout. Think all of these things together and pray with prayer, and you will see. You'll be able to find. You'll be able to find what vision you should have. So we'll break. Let's